good. Hit start stream. Let's see. Takes like 3 seconds. I hate this.
I always get a notification on my
There we
phone
go.
whenever.
All right, welcome to Out of the Draft podcast. This is we only got 2 of our panels today, but usually we'll have a third one here soon. I'm Dillon.
Mitchell, pleased to be here.
Welcome back. We've been off for a week, but NASCAR wise, we've been off for 2. Hopefully, I'm so ready to get back in the swing of things because that break, it was nice, but it definitely felt forever.
It felt like one of them times. I'm sure it felt great for the drivers and everyone involved with the sport, but for us, it kind of, like, have you ever been on a vacation and like the last like 2 to 3 days, you're just like, man, I'm ready to go home. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not about this no more. Like, let's just go home, get back to life. Like, that's how it felt the past week. Like, come on, man. Like, we still got a whole nother week. Like,
well, I thought we had a race last Sunday. I legit thought Watkins Glen was last Sunday, and like, I was like, oh yeah, I'm so prepared to watch the race, and I was like, wait, it's not the 7th, and I was like, are you serious? But it is what it is. I'm glad to be back. So I guess we'll recap of what happened 2 weeks ago, just for a tiny bit. Amarillo won the race. That shook up the playoff points. A lot of the playoffs. So I want to review that for just 1 second, just so we can get everyone tuned in for this weekend. Sorry, I had the points pulled up, but my phone just decided. Okay, there we go. So we have, of course, you have Denny Hamlin plus 283. You have Harvick plus 82. Tyler Reddick plus 5. And Austin Dillon minus 5. And then it'll go to Chris Buescher minus 101. And Matty D minus 143. Which all those people are just in a must-win situations. The points really gap is between the 2 RCR teammates, in my opinion.
Yep.
Unless another winner happens, which that's likely to be happening with the next, not Watkins Glen, but like, the Indy Road Course. I mean, Michigan's always, it could come to a fuel mileage race. I mean, we see that all the time. So,
and then Daytona to follow that.
Oh yeah, I forgot Daytona's there. So that's really the points. I personally don't see us getting 4 winners in the next 4 weekends. I don't see us getting 4 different winners that hasn't won the next 4 weekends. So I truly believe at least two people will win that's already won or that's already in the top 16.
I agree with that.
So, well, we are still waiting on our stat boy. He will be here sometime soon. He was running a little bit late, which is okay. So I guess we'll get right into news if you're ready for that.
Yeah. Also, just wanted to reiterate, Nick is away. He ended up getting a new job opportunity, so he's out doing training for security something. I'm not sure exactly, but
yeah, it's an awesome job, really.
Yeah, so good for him. Sucks he won't be with us for a little bit, but
Well, hopefully.
Well, speaking of that, let me text him because we were supposed to ask him for his picks. Oh no, wait, he gave his picks. Never mind.
He gave his picks 2 weeks ago.
He gave his picks next week. All right, yep. Never mind. Anyway,
I'll re-say his win pick. I don't remember his sucks. He only did one pick.
He only did the one.
Okay.
Or cup only too. That was it.
So, and I remember it. You probably do too. I mean,
I don't, honestly.
It's kind of like a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah. So the first news we got coming off this weekend, it was a big news. Trackhouse, of course, about a month ago they said they were taking over CGR. So they bought out all their
everything.
Everything. Literally
building, cars, parts, tools,
and
everything.
What is the charter? Both their
charters.
That was what I was looking for. Wow. So they were obviously going to fill the 99 for Suarez. That was That was said literally day one. But they were still looking for the second car, which they announced the driver and the number of the car. Ross Chastain will be driving the one car for Trackhouse next year. It's cool how they're going 1 and then 99. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I watched a video of him talking about that just 20 minutes ago, actually. Well, probably a little bit more than 20 minutes ago. But yeah, he said he thought that'd be really cool to build their brand around that being the first number and the last number and build it around that. Something unique that, as far as I know, no team has ever done. So that's cool. That's great for Russ Chastain. It's he also said that they're still in the works of putting the actual contract in front of him, but it's a done deal, as we know. I mean, we kind of speculated he'd be going over there anyway, but that's awesome for him that he finally, well, I guess not finally because he was already with Chip Ganassi, but still continues to land at a good home. And, you know, because he's fought for his career for 10 years now, at least. He really fought.
And honestly, I mean, he's a really good driver. I honestly think that if he was a consistent top ride driver, he would win. I mean, he's gonna win races.
Yeah,
like, I think
he will win. Absolutely.
And honestly, how aggressive he is at the super speedways, he could win Daytona, and be in the playoffs.
Absolutely. And on top of that, he's been pretty quick on the road courses this year.
Absolutely.
So
literally, Daytona, he was the only one that was full throttle, I felt like.
Yeah. And speaking of which, he actually has experience at the Indy road course that we're about to go to as well.
Was he? No, he was not in the top 3.
I think no.
Was he 5th behind Noah?
I think he ran like 10th or so all day,
okay.
but because of the way the race ended with a bunch of chaos,
yeah,
he pulled some. But
and they're keeping that number slash in the middle of their number as well. I saw that. I didn't know that. I really like that. Okay, so I like when teams brand their number, instead of branding the way their cars look. I actually like branding their number because you know who they drive for or who their teammates are, and that's right. So when Hendrick did the neon colors, that was really cool. Joe Gibbs, they always have the the same one, the number 1. They always have the same number 1. I think that's really cool.
Stuart Haas has all been kind of with that same font, as well as having basically either a 4 or a 1 in the number. It also makes me think of Ray Evernham with the 9s that they always had. That was always a cool one.
This has been the first team since Ray to have a font with their number, to have an actual slash or a design with their number. So that's really cool.
The last one I can think of that was kind of like that would be the I guess the 4 car of Casey Kane back with Red Bull.
Yeah, Red Bull. I forgot.
Yeah. I guess that'd probably be the most the most recent. Maybe.
Recently, yeah. I mean, 2011, so yeah.
Yeah.
That's been a decade. That's crazy. I feel like he did that 5 years ago. Going on to our next topic, Jimmy Johnson actually has some new plans speculating for 2022. He said he doesn't want to just run the road courses for IndyCar. He wants to run the ovals now, since he got used to the vehicle. And honestly, I think he'll do a little bit better next year.
I agree.
With the COVID protocols, I feel like he was limited to what he was able to learn before this year. But now, I feel like he got somewhat. He's still a 20th place car. Barely finished on the lead lap.
Right.
And he is 45, trying to learn a vehicle that you can't just go straight into. So it's kind of like teaching an old dog new tricks, and it's going to take him a lot longer than teach a 25-year-old. So
I also saw with Jimmy Johnson, he it was, I don't remember the source, but I did look into it and it was legit. But he admitted that he's considering returning to NASCAR as well. And I thought that was interesting because I was like, why? Why would you want
What's
to?
up? What's up? I mute it.
Oh, wait.
I love you. What? Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
I was just waiting because I'm totally talking to you at the moment. But
I forgot. Yeah, I'm so used to that.
But yeah, he admitted that he's considering a return to NASCAR,
Yeah.
and I was a little confused on that because he just walked out of NASCAR, and I mean I get it, you know, like you said, he's learning new cars and all kinds of stuff, so you know it's tough.
Yeah.
But I pondered the idea of him returning, and if he did, I think he would go to Junior Motorsports for Xfinity.
So I think he brought this up. He wants to at least try to win a couple Xfinity races because he never really
he sucked in Xfinity. Yeah,
he never really did good. But when he did run for Junior Motorsports, brings it back to that 1 year in Watkins Glen.
Sorry, running the 48 car. Right? No, I'm thinking of Penske.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of the Penske race.
And he literally led 80% of the race and then blew an engine at the end of it. So
yeah, that's right. That's right.
So like, I think he would do good at Junior Motorsports. I think he would win. But and then he also said, if he can get a really good competitive ride for just a one-off or so, he would do a cup race.
So Junior.
Yeah. And like a cup race, I would consider it like him doing like Martinsville, Dover, places that.
Yeah, he's had a lot of success.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe you can see him running like the 600 Indy 500 doubleheader, which I think eventually he'll do.
Yeah.
Because he really wants to run the Indy 500. That's what his goal is next year. So, and honestly, I think he'll do so much better at ovals than he would at road courses in the IndyCar.
I agree, especially the ones that he's familiar with. I mean, I'm not entirely sure of what all that Indy and stuff runs, but I know they usually run like Kentucky. Well, they used to do Chicago here and there. What are the others? Oh, what the hell?
Kentucky, Pocono, Indianapolis. They sometimes run Fontana. That's so old. California.
Auto Club.
Yeah, Auto Club.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of another track. Oh, Vegas. They run Vegas. So I just feel like he would do better at those type of tracks because it kind of reminds him of the 550 package, the way that runs anyways. Because like, you don't really have to use a lot of brake with IndyCar. You just have to have momentum. That's pretty much the package that they have.
Were you able to see me just now?
Yeah, the whole time.
Okay, yeah. Long story short, the computer was tripping out on me. It's still tripping out. I mean, like it's clicking off.
So can you hear me at all or no?
I can hear you. I'm just. It's. All right, I think it's good.
Good. Well, since we're talking about people running a few races, Haley Deegan said that she will try to run trucks full time next year again, but want to run a few number of races for Xfinity as well. I think that'll happen because I think she'll stick with the one car or the one truck or whatever, whoever she's with. There's no point for them to lose her.
Right.
And then I think the 22 will be a part-time ride anyways for Penske. I know she really doesn't want to go that route, but I think Herbst will still be full-time in Xfinity again. Because honestly, their contracts, they haven't even talked about I've not heard SHR for anything.
No, not all season regarding Xfinity. It's been... They're not even out there, really.
No. Yeah.
The only time they talk about him is if he's wrecking. So
it'll be like, Riley Herbst has had 8 top 10s. By this point of the season, Chase Briscoe has had 8 wins.
Right. I
I'm
mean,
like, why are you gonna dog him so bad? Like, I understand that he's not great. I get it, but like, when you
he's
say that, it just makes him look even worse.
yeah, it really does. Um, what are we even talking about?
Haley maybe running a couple Xfinity
Oh,
races.
yeah. I could see her going to the 22 part time. At the same time, though, I really think Penske's probably wanting to put someone full time in that.
Really? Well, I mean, when before Austin Cindric, they always rotated the 22 with Blaney, Logano, Kozlowski.
Yeah, Blaney, you're right. You're right.
So what I'm thinking is they don't really have a future of no one besides of who they got right there, right? Which is, Cindric, Blaney, and
Solid
Logano.
for a good minute. Yeah.
And Logano's still young, even though he's been in the sport forever.
Yeah, I mean, he's only what 29, 30.
He
So
literally just turned 30. So yeah.
yeah, he's got an easy another 12 years easily.
Yeah. And his prime, quote unquote prime, isn't even here yet. So
Right. Right.
So you got Logano and Blaney, which I think he'll be better. Every year I feel like he gets better. So I just think if he just keeps running, he'll just get better. So Cindric, I don't see him great on ovals, but the road courses he will be a factor no matter what road courses it will be. But
right.
Ovals, I don't see him really. I don't see him competing against the Larsons, the Elliots, the Bushes. I don't. I really don't.
Right.
Maybe, but I don't.
I'm sorry for laughing. I was fucking around.
But yeah, I don't know what car Haley could even possibly drive for better in their trucks.
I think. Oh my god! Don't tell me my internet connection is unstable. It's not working out today. I think if not the 22, I think we could maybe even see if she sticks to the 4 route. That is, I think we could see either going SHR part time second car there, or going to TJ McLeod. I could see it, and then SHR funding that car whenever she runs it.
Yeah, well then also the Ryan Seeger Racing, because
that's also Ford now too. Yeah.
Yeah, because they run a second car part time. Honestly, that.
Did you see? I forgot to write this down. I don't remember who it is. It's going to can't think of the name of him. Jordan Anderson Racing, Xfinity full time.
No.
I don't remember who it is.
I did see that Eric Jones was racing this weekend for them.
Yeah, I saw that. Someone's going full time. I'm gonna look it up.
I don't remember seeing that. I wasn't on social media the past couple weeks actually.
Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I thought I could have sworn I saw someone going. Oh, Casgrala. Yeah. No, I'm tripping. I think still. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, not really news regarding this. Well, we do have news. I saw NASCAR is gonna mandate masks for enclosed areas
Correct.
for here on out. Don't know till when. That's not a ton of news really, but that is noteworthy, I guess. Um,
Um, I, you know, I have my own opinions. I don't think it's well. Here's my thing, right? They did say that it's not mandated in the stands
right,
or like
right,
walking, right? It's only restrooms, media area, garage,
right.
and office.
Enclosed,
Yeah, so
enclosed area.
literally enclosed. Um,
Um, we ended up at my new job. We ended up going back to masks recently, and the way that they described it was a base because it's basically the same way. If there's four walls and air conditioning, then you have to have a mask. And I assume it's probably going to be around the same type of thing as that, four walls and air, AC. Um, is what it is, I guess. I mean, case numbers are rising again.
yeah,
Sadly, we could go back to seeing the worst of it. Hopefully not, but
I doubt that we will ever go back to what we were before, because they realize or like
I agree.
they not only just NASCAR, just the world realizes like we can do more with less. They like we know how to do it, right? So like even if like they go percentage down on fans again, so like they'll do 50% versus like full capacity, which I think it'll still be full capacity for like the bigger races.
Right.
I doubt that. I doubt that the 500 next year, which I already got my ticket, so I'm good. But like, um, I doubt that their seating will not be 100% in February, right? Like that's. I don't think we'll get that far again. So,
Right.
um, I mean, if as long as it protects the drivers, I could care less. To be honest, I could care less about anybody else. Like, no offense, but it's
Right.
it's just like I don't want to see drivers lose the championship because they quote unquote tested positive, but like
Right.
they race the next weekend. So like that doesn't make sense to me. So
I agree. Um, we'll just have to
as long as
keep our eye on it.
the as long
Watch
as
it.
the drivers are okay, I'm okay. So
Yeah.
um, and then Nashville did say that since last year we will be hosting the championship banquet for November 30th through the December 2nd. They will, so we will still have our festivities. Still don't know if fans are going to be allowed there yet, but because that's in November. So, but they did
Right.
say that no matter what, all the championship festivities will still go on. So that's good.
Yeah, that's great news. Um, this one isn't really news that I got. It's just kind of like a hypothetical type of thing. But I did see an article came out obviously because the Olympics going on right now, so we have the 2 week break. So it was basically saying, should we, as NASCAR, have a 2 week break in the summertime every year rather than have typically a one break earlier in the season, one break later in the season. Obviously, it kind of worked out to have it in summer this year because of the Olympics.
Yeah.
Um, honestly, I think that is what they should do. I think, I mean, regardless, no matter where you put the break in, it's a long season, so it doesn't really matter in my opinion. But I think in the summer, that gives them a good benefit um, for a sports standpoint to actually take a vacation mid-season. But and then also it gets them away for 2 weeks from being in the hot cars in the summertime. I mean, we've seen these cars get up to 165 degrees at times, and that's crazy. And I mean, anytime to take a 2 week break from that is good for them as competitors and athletes, and just being a human. But
Yeah.
I think
Uh,
that was a good idea.
so I thought about this a couple years ago. So most sports, you have the regular season, right? And then there's always like a break right before their playoffs. I've always thought of having a 2 week break, like literally, like
Yeah.
so like in your regular season, early August, you know where I'm thinking, and then because you'll still have your your free week in Easter. That's always we never race on
Right.
Easter, so
Right.
like
Right. Right.
that'll always be open. So and then the 10 last races of the season will be flat out just like going at it, and then everyone had their break, so like it'll just feel like a new season all over again. Which I mean,
Yeah. Right.
like
Kinda.
everyone wants to feel like that. That's the way the playoffs work. But
Yeah. Especially if you're the bottom half of it.
so I think it would be a good way to like present the playoffs. It gives us 2 weeks to say, hey, in 2 weeks we're going to Darlington or whatever. I forgot the first race of the season, whatever it is, but
You just Arlington again.
yeah. Well, so like they cut off at Daytona, which still I think I don't know if Daytona is best for the last race. I think it creates the greatest excitement, yes, but I do not
That's
believe.
Dillon.
Going into it.
What do you want?
Hello.
Where you at?
I'm on my way home. Old people talking.
All right.
My football is like 5 minutes away from me, so I'm gonna join as soon as I get home.
Okay.
All right.
Well, Stat Boy's on the way. I don't know why he had to call, but
I don't know. He's funny, but like I would enjoy having that. Like I feel like for to promote NASCAR, right, and the best of its abilities, that would be the best way, in my opinion.
right.
Now having the summer 2 week break, I don't know if my worry with that. Okay, so my only worry is if you have your normal fans, right? Your normal sports fans that turn on any sport, no matter if they like it or not. They just turn it on. And NASCAR is one of those sports on Sunday, right? And that's why Sundays get the most views on regular channel. Well, I think if we did have a 2 week break in the middle of the summer, I think that would hurt our viewership in a long way. Because
I agree, and I did think about that as well. But I mean, I don't know. Either way, if we take a break now in the summer, or 2 weeks before the playoffs, which I do like that idea as well. Either way, if you're not racing, you're not getting views.
Well, correct, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I don't think it's. I think at that point, just because, I mean, if you're a global warming believer, I guess it's getting hot, and I don't know. I think we're gonna lose a lot of good people just because it's hot, and I think it's gonna cut a lot of careers short as well. Like I could see the average career length, like starting this year, like say this is your first year, Briscoe for that matter. I could see it being, I mean, we've seen what, typically 20, 25 years for a career length. Yeah. I think we could see an average shorten that by like 5 to 6 years just because it's getting hot. I think it's going to take more out of you. Who knows?
So maybe. Well, okay. So I think the schedule is too long in general, right? So like, let's say if we have both of those. Let's see if we. Oh my gosh, what just happened to my screen? Yeah, we're still live. Okay. Let's say if we have both of those, like, let's say we only do 30 races, and we do 20 regular, 10 playoff, okay? So, that cuts 6 weeks back. I think even if we had the same amount of time span of what NASCAR runs, we could have that many breaks and not have any worry about drivers being like I get what you're meaning by that. I think it would be more than 6 years. I think it'd probably be about 12 years. So that's cutting the career time in half automatically of what a normal career would look like in NASCAR.
Right. Right.
That would just not. It wouldn't just look good, right? People wouldn't want to go to a sport if you can only last 6 years because of how.
Oh no! Well, hold on. I must have either misspoke or you took it the wrong. I didn't mean only 6 years. I meant 6 years shorter than what like a normal one would be.
Okay.
It's like if like I don't know what the average is, but let's say the average is 20, then it would be 14. Which is still short, but
yeah.
I just wanted to clarify that. Not say,
the way I heard it was like 6 years, and I was like, well, I mean,
no, 6 years shorter.
They just got their first win, so like, I mean.
No, yeah, but
no, that's why I was like, I don't know about that, but like,
right. And I mean, regarding that though, I mean, being an average, because I mean, we've seen people like Kevin, you know, he just hit 20 years, and we've seen people like Gordon, he did what, 24, something like that. Petty did.
I don't know, he did forever.
God knows how long. That's what I'm saying. So I mean, you know, an average is an average. Obviously, there will always be people with short careers and long careers, but I don't know. I just think the heat is just gonna kill a lot of these guys, and luckily we do have a lot of technology advancements with the cooling suits and
which
a bunch of other stuff they got. But
which I think, you know, with shorter races coming to the future, which I think will happen, right?
That'll also help with that as well.
Yeah.
That will help with that as well.
Because like, you know, your local short tracks, it doesn't matter how hot it is, they go out and race, right? Because like it's only like a 100-lap feature, so
right, it's gonna be like an hour max.
So, but it's also Saturday night races, so I do have a problem with like not many under the light races. We do not have that much.
I agree. We need more of those, which will also help with the heat.
And we should do it during the summer, right? Because
I agree. That's kind of how it used to be, if I remember, like 10, 15, 20 years ago. It was like, it seemed like the majority. I mean, you obviously got the prestigious night races that are just night races, period, you know. But it seemed like most of the races during the summertime were nighttime, you know. I mean, it goes back to Daytona, you know, to the July race, always nighttime race.
Kentucky night race.
I mean, Kentucky, yeah, we would always see both the Charlotte races being night races, being one of them, obviously in the middle of the season, which would be the 600, being a night race, obviously. Well, that's kind of different because it's long, but still.
But you're still your point.
I mean, I agree with that as well. I mean, they could either shorten the races for the summer or move them to the nighttime, you know. It's a simple fix to fixing keeping your drivers healthy and safe, you know, because in my opinion, and as from a sports standpoint, yeah, it looks, I guess, it's eye-opening when a driver gets out and looks beat, you know. Yeah, I mean, that's cool, I guess, because it really shows that, oh, yeah, they worked hard, you know, just like how we saw go at Road America. But then at the same time, it doesn't look good when you have drivers come out and pass out like we've seen Bubba do multiple times, and we've seen Jimmy Johnson pass out, and countless others, you know. And I mean, I get some of them situations are different, you know, you might not have power steering or whatever, but it doesn't look good if your talent is getting out of the game or the race, whichever way you want to look at it, you know.
Yeah.
And they look like they just died, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like that doesn't make people want to enjoy it.
And going back to your point on like summer races being at night, actually, yeah. So we used to have Chicagoland at night, Kentucky, Daytona, and then we also used to have California at night during the summer as well. So like there was a 4-race span back to back night races.
Right.
And like Yeah, of course, back then we got like 9 million views a race. Yeah, but I get I get where people was upset. But SRX did Saturday night races, and they were reaching numbers that they didn't even think that was going to be applicable, right? Like,
Right.
and
Right.
like, yes, it helped because all the NASCAR fans were like, "Oh, Tony Stewart," so like they turned it on, right?
Right.
But
And right. I can't imagine the variety of fans that were watching that. I
yeah,
mean, there's NASCAR, IndyCar fans, whatever Paul Tracy does, whatever Ernie Francis did. I mean that's a
it's
heck of a
crazy.
variety of people watching.
Yeah, and like, and so what if we get 1 million views, right? Like that's more than an average NBA game.
Right. Like I get it. Views make the TV world go round, but I mean, views. I think, in my opinion, views don't mean anything if you're putting the people that's creating them in danger, or heat exhaustion and shit. I mean, just like the only thing that I can think of is, and thank God we haven't seen it yet, but I think one day we probably will. Racing a race midsummer, like August, right now. At like Pocono or something crazy, and it's 165 degrees in the car, and a driver passes out while driving or something. Slams the wall, can't get out of the car because he probably passed out. Obviously,
Yep.
we don't want to see nothing like that, but as we know, it takes crazy incidences like that to make change. And I think that'll probably be the eye opener to how hot the cars are, and they need to make a change to help with that. Who knows? But
But I would love to see. I mean, okay, so and that also brings up the topic that we had last week about NASCAR going to a paid telecast thing, right? Like to a streaming service.
right,
With Peacock trying to be like, oh, all of your qualifying and practice will be on the streaming service, not on regular, cable. Um, and maybe some races, which I doubt races will be, just because NASCAR I feel like would be like, oh, let's not do that yet. Let's wait till we see how much we can actually get from the streaming service.
right.
Um, um,
I think if they do a race first, it'll be like, well, Fox is taking over NBC, right? I'm sorry, Peacock is taking over NBC.
yeah, because that's
Okay,
NBC's thing. Yeah.
right. So I think if we saw a race, it would be like a test thing with Xfinity, and
Yes.
it would still be like multiple months into them already doing like practice and qualifying thing,
Right. Absolutely. So,
But
um, so like with that, like, how cool to see Saturday night races on there. Like, so what if you get 1 million views for a Saturday night race? Who cares?
right, right.
Like, because I mean, the biggest motorsport in the world is only getting 900,000, and that's F1. So like, are you serious? Like what? Why are we caring if we do? Oh, of course, right. 3 million is way better than one. So our average is 3, and then if we did one, that would look really really bad to lose 2 million viewers. But
Right. I agree. But
but
I mean, sometimes it's not about the views. It's about the product of what you're putting out.
yes,
If people don't want to watch, well, people don't have to watch. But
I mean
I
the
mean, I don't
sponsors
know.
still gonna be there. Like
Exactly. Like,
I don't know. I don't know why we get into this mindset of like numbers matter too much, right? So like that's why we're in the Gen 6 era that we are, because we care about like what the OEMs think, what every sponsor thinks, and like instead of doing our own thing, like do NASCAR. That's
right,
worked for 30
right.
years. Well, don't stop that. So,
Um, it's funny that you mentioned numbers because it made me think about the number changes to the
yeah,
cars.
yeah,
Um, yeah, the numbers are going to be moved forward now to create more room for sponsors, which still goes right back to what you're talking about. So,
yeah. Like keep doing your thing. Like sponsors will come because you're the biggest well, okay. According to the views, you're the biggest sport in America, right? Because like now, compared to the Super Bowl, we're like -5.
Trash.
But but if you're talking about the average race to race versus game to game, we're
Yeah.
we're the biggest sport, you know. So
Right.
so we're gonna get Pepsi, we're gonna get Coke, we're gonna get those people that want to be there because people are gonna see your product all over the track.
We're one of the biggest ones with sponsors.
Yeah.
Because like the NBA is just getting sponsors on their jerseys and stuff.
Yeah, well, and NBA, they've been losing viewers the last 2 years because of all their, well, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
put
they got a
politics
lot of.
and
Yeah,
the podcast.
they got a lot of politics going on over there, though.
And that's the problem, right? Like, just do a sport. Literally, sports is to get away from the real world. That is what sports
Absolutely.
is about. So why bring? So I get why you would get like. I'm trying to like word my thing to where we don't like land into a subject. I get where like we want to be like we're welcoming to everyone. Yes, that is what I'm all for, right? Because that makes sense. But when you're starting to push an agenda, you're just gonna lose the idea of the sport more than you're just trying to gain a bunch of press. Like
Right.
it's choosing entertainment versus press, and you don't want to choose press because that's never great. But
Yeah.
stop talking about other sports. Let's continue with NASCAR.
Right. This is NASCAR talk show.
Maybe I should have put the way I
Being on
did
the radio.
maybe I should have did my the way I labeled the news. I should have put Chase's news under the COVID. But anyways, Chase Purdy, who drives the 23 in the Truck Series. Oh no, man, camera's like focus.
Or what? It's the red hair. It's too light. Matches the background.
Just, all right, don't completely cover the camera, but put your hand full, like a good bit. Yeah, do that. No, you're trash. There you go.
It is what it is. I don't care. Who cares?
Camera off real quick. Turn it back on.
I can't just click it. Oh, I guess I could stop video.
I mean, you didn't have to stop.
There we go.
There you go.
I didn't even think about doing that. That was smart.
I know.
Anyways, Chase Purdy, who drives in the 23 truck for
GMS.
Is that GMS?
I think.
Really?
23? Yeah, GMS.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He tested positive for COVID, so he will not be racing at the Glen this weekend. AJ Allmendinger is going to fill in for that truck. I know. Okay, so since this is the last race of the regular season, according to the rule, a Cup driver cannot race before the last race of the regular season or the playoffs.
Well, he's Xfinity.
But he's Xfinity, so that's why it's allowed. A lot of people on Twitter were actually confused on why.
Yeah, especially following the whole Ross Chastain
Yeah, right.
issue, because Chastain said he was going to race, and then they said, "No, you're not."
And then his brother's actually racing, Chad. So
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So AJ is in a GMS truck at Watkins Glen.
He's if he doesn't win, it's gonna be because like a wreck or something.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know because like Sheldon Creed's really good at road courses, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
he is good at road courses, but I don't think he's nothing to compare to. I don't think anyone in the truck series is as good as AJ.
Especially for the Glen.
Especially, yeah.
That's his racetrack. So, talking about the racetrack itself, so a fans is going to have a new experience for haulers. So they're going to have a new e-gaming or e-NASCAR hauler where you can sit down and you can race against fellow fans or so on and so forth for tournaments to win money and things like that. It may be NASCAR heat or it could be iRacing. I honestly don't know which one. In my opinion, I think it's going to be iRacing because iRacing is the
I actually disagree. I think it's gonna be NASCAR Heat.
No, it's gonna be NASCAR 21. They're gonna get early copy.
Yeah, okay. Dude,
That'd be crazy.
Dude.
I'd be like, yo, wait, can I make a PC first?
so I really. Oh, there's like a booger right there. Sorry. So
That's hot.
that was really hot. But so I really think the next NASCAR game is going to be for every single console. So like PS4 and PS5.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping because I'm not in the market for a
Honestly.
PS5.
Huh? Do what?
I think you'd lose money, honestly, if you don't.
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
agree because like
I agree.
because the PS5s are not. I mean,
And
They're
they sold
great.
100 million of them, but they're not. They definitely didn't.
Right. It's not like when the PS4 came out or the Xbox One came out. It's
because when they came out, everyone got one, right? Because
exactly the hype is. I think the hype is dying down with the consoles because
PC.
people are finally getting content with what they have. I mean, realistically, what is really the difference between PS4 and PS5?
Besides legit FPS,
Graphics wise, but
besides the FPS, there's not really much besides RAM, in my opinion.
right. Which you can customize that, right, to a PS4.
Yeah, you can technically customize your RAM, just not your graphics card.
Right.
So
That's what I'm saying. It's there's not much of a benefit, in my opinion, to upgrade, especially for the money that it's worth. It's not worth it.
and honestly, I doubt that because no one has a wheel for the PS5 yet. Like that, I don't even think that's been made yet.
Really?
So
Everyone would be controller.
so it would be very difficult for it to be a mainstream game.
Yeah.
If you didn't do it off the PS4, right? Because or Xbox One. Now I know a lot of people is building PCs nowadays just because they realize like console is just not where it's at. Like because console was ahead of its game before PC, but now since there's crossplay, you might as well have the best performance or best like quality you can possibly get with playing against your friends, right? So like that's why everyone's building PCs. Like that's yeah, it is what it is. But personally, I think that's cool. I've done a contest like that back in Bristol, back in like 2019, 18, something like that. I finished second to a guy who actually races iRacing, and I didn't have a PC at that point. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Did they have AIs on, or was it just head to head?
No, so like it was qualifying times before you get to head. So there was so like you had to be the top two fastest people to race against each other, and then you'd race against each other, right? So after there was a time limit, the race didn't start till 8, so the time was 7:10 before you can like qualify, and then I ended up having the fastest time, and the other guy had like 2/10 or 2/100ths of a second slower than me. So we battled each other, but he was obviously knew how to save his tires. I didn't, so like he just destroyed me.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really cool. But it is what it is. So if they have that, just okay. I feel like the fan experience this year has been great. If you've been to a race this year, your fan experience is like doubled than what it used to be from like 2017 to 2019 because of like COVID. I really think
I wouldn't know because for me personally at Homestead there wasn't much yet.
You're right.
But I know what you mean because I mean I've seen I've obviously watched the races and you see the at track things going on and stuff and it's I could tell immediately it's a whole different world. And then on top of that, my parents just went to Atlanta a couple weeks back. They said it was it was like going to a race in 2015. All kinds of stuff going around all over the track, all kinds of giveaways, this and that. Toss a bean bag over here, and you get a free water bottle and bag and poster, and all kinds of stuff like that going on, and that's awesome. That's exactly what the sport needed. Was to get back to that.
Because like, there was for a couple of years, like you would only just get free stuff, right? You wouldn't like do activities, like, so that's the problem with like what they did to Atlanta and what their goal was beforehand, right? Remember that casino and like theme park they were gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that would have been amazing. Like, cause
oh yeah. I the only problem with that is I think there would have been a lot of people there not to see the race.
yeah.
That's the only issue I think they'd have.
Yeah, but like getting that around
Just
there.
play the race in the casino, though.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not talking about the casino himself. I'm really talking about the theme park part of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if they opened up a whole theme park, it would most likely be open year round anyway. So when it came race time, it's not like they'd be packed full of randoms because they would understand, hey, there's a race going on, so it's going to be busy as hell anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they need to do it. That'd be they'd always come back to Atlanta. Every fan.
Yeah, and the track process that they're having right now looks amazing. Like I really did not think
I've been following along
that banking would look so much different, but like I think it'll be fun to see.
I can't wait to see the paved product of it.
A lot of people were like, just leave it as is. I'm about to have dirt track. I was like,
At 28-degree banking, that sounds like a
really fun,
show.
actually. like
yeah, NASCAR heat.
Yeah, that's but
that'd be cool.
That's all I had for news. Personally, I don't know if y'all had anything else. Was there any news that y'all saw? I mean, because that I didn't get to.
Really?
That's about it.
Chase Purdy. Y'all talked about Haley running some Xfinity.
Yeah.
All right.
Not really news, but just a little fact, I guess. I don't know if I sent it to you guys. I know I sent it to one of my other non-NASCAR fans because he doesn't believe NASCAR is a sport in any way, shape, or form. But I saw a thing that was pit members have a top blood BPM of 185 while working, changing tires and shit.
6 hours ago, NASCAR to present Wendell Scott's family with trophy from 1963 victory at Jacksonville.
That's really cool.
Wow. Took him that long?
I know.
That's interesting.
That's so cool, though. Like his family.
No, yeah, it is. That's great. It's overdue, though, in my opinion, especially with all the stuff that happened last year. It should have been done. All right. Yeah, last year.
What?
Yeah, I guess news. That's it.
Yeah, I'm trying to look. Besides, Eric Jones was running this weekend, and for Jordan Anderson reason.
Yeah.
I know we also said that today, but I don't know. All right, do y'all want to go right into picks? I feel like that's
interesting. Did you see that thing that NASCAR posted on Instagram like 5 hours ago?
But
we heard Messi might be looking for a new gig.
Did they?
Yeah, it's a meme, by the way.
Oh, is it? So that ain't legit.
No, it ain't legit. He's a soccer player.
Yeah.
He's like 5'5". He is not driving that car.
What 5? Reddick's like 5'5".
Reddick's like 5'3". Like I'm
Messi's
exactly.
5'7".
So he's my height. No, actually, I'm a little bit. I'm 5'8". But...
That is mad short. So is Larson.
We're
Though.
all short.
We're all
Be like
short.
Mike.
You're tall. What are you talking
I'll
about?
be like Mikey in the car.
Alright.
I'm gonna climb out the roof flap.
All right, so last race of the regular season for the Truck Series at Watkins Glen. Right now, the points are pretty set, I think. Honestly.
Not really. They still got like 6 weeks left.
For the trucks? It's literally the last race.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Xfinity. My fault. My bad.
I was like, what?
Never mind.
Yeah, Chandler Smith has 40 points over Derek Kraft. Literally everyone else is in a must-win. Everyone's in a must-win besides the top 10.
Yep.
So that's Derek Kraus, Tyler Ankrum, Johnny Sauter. I'm only going to say Haley Deegan because the rest just doesn't even count. And Haley Deegan shouldn't even really count. I don't think she's winning this weekend, so.
Watch her. Watch this be the one she wins.
No.
So go ahead with our suck pick for the Truck Series. Who you got,
Mitch.
Step? Oh, okay, Mitch.
Johnny Sauter. He's had a horrible season. He's not really known for being a road racer. I don't think he's gonna have a good run.
Go with Hocevar. Even though he is a good road racer, I think something gets messed up and he just has a bad day.
I'm gonna say Johnny Sutter as well, actually, because he's gonna overdrive the vehicle and hit the wall somewhere.
That's what Nick would say. So.
Shout out to Nick. So
Who needs a good run? Stuart Friesen. Yeah.
That's it? Just yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Chandler Smith.
No, he needs to increase his points gap because if I'm not mistaken, he's on the cut line. Well, above it, but on the line.
No,
Freeze on the line. Chandler Smith's looking at.
How many points he got?
Stuart Friesen has 364. Chandler Smith has 351. So it is possible.
Yeah, so it's close.
No, both of them are in the top 10.
Yeah, I know. But he needs to have a good run to increase his point lead in case something happens. He has a bad race and then someone from the outside wins or something.
Yeah.
Some craziness, but yeah.
Did you say who needs a good run for you, Step Boy?
Mm-hmm.
Who'd you say?
Chandler Smith.
That's right. I'm gonna say Derek Kraus. I think he's minus 40, so if he doesn't win, I don't think he's in. But if he can get a good run and get some good stage points, we may see him in there if Chandler Smith or Stuart Friesen wrecks out early.
That's a pretty good possibility. So mainly on the Friesen end of it.
Oh, this is beautiful.
And that will be on Saturday, August 7th at 12:30 p.m. on FS1 for the trucks. Saturday.
Wait. We didn't do when.
Oh yeah, we didn't. I'm sorry.
Idiot.
We can all probably say it together. You ready?
No.
Yeah, screw it. Let's go. Let's see what we say. Count it down.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Dillon.
Dillon.
Hey, me and Stat Boy together.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I had Dillon picked before we found out anything about AJ, and I'm not gonna let it skew my opinion. Gilliland he won the road race earlier this season at Coda, and he's shown decent skills on the road course. Nothing crazy, but nothing bad. I think this track could fall into his hands, especially with a lot of straightaways at it. So I'm gonna stick with Gilliland.
All right.
I just picked somebody, and I went with Dillon.
I picked AJ just because it's AJ, so I don't really have faith in anybody else. John Hunter Nemechek and AJ is gonna have a good battle though. Like, I can just see that. But Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NBCSN, we will have the Xfinity Race. I don't know who starts on the poll actually.
For Xfinity, I don't know. I don't know Keselowski for
Justin
the
Allgaier.
Cup.
Justin Allgaiir starts on the poll.
Okay.
All right. So who's gonna suck this weekend?
Harrison Burton. Yeah.
Yeah. For you, Stat Boy?
Brandon Jones.
Brandon Jones. Is there a real reason there?
He's in by like a couple points right now. Him, Jeremy Clements, and Michael Annett are 2000, 2001, and 2003. Just think he drops a little bit, maybe, and has a bad week.
You know, with Michael Annett being out, he's still up ahead of Riley Herbst in points.
Well, yeah.
He should be
bad.
He should be back though.
No, he is back. He got clear, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but still, he missed a race. He's still ahead of him in points.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Who's gonna suck this weekend for me? I'm actually gonna go with Austin Cindric. I don't have a real reason. I just think he's gonna suck.
You say so.
Honestly, I hope so.
I did too, but
and who needs a good run for the? What is this race even called? The Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey 200.
hey, that's good stuff. Is that really it?
Yeah, the Screwball
That's
Peanut Butter
good
Whiskey.
stuff.
Yeah,
I had Screwball like 5-6 times.
yeah. He's gonna screw the ball this weekend.
Couldn't tell you. Who needs a good run though? I can't tell you that. Brandon Brown.
Jones has screwed the ball. That's what I'm gonna say.
He's currently minus 41 out. Brandon Brown is, and I think this track, next track, and they got like 3 or 4 more in the Xfinity series. They all kind of seem to be like wheelman tracks, and I feel like Brandon Brown can close that gap and give the point cut line a run for its money.
I like that. Stab Boy, you here?
Yeah, buddy.
Good talk. So, who needs a good run this weekend? I actually have the same pick as you. I said Brandon Brown needs a good run, and honestly, I think he does get a good run this weekend. So, dang it, we have some similar picks. Always.
I know.
Stab Boy, you there? Guess not. Who's gonna win this weekend and get the whiskey for Xfinity?
AJ. Going with AJ for the Xfinity series by far.
Let me see who's in the race. Let's see if there's any surprises in here. No. Besides Eric Jones.
Oh, there you are. What's your who's your good run, DC? Fat boy.
Who?
Michael Annett.
Okay. Who's your win?
Harrison Burton.
All right.
I'm actually not picking AJ Allmendinger to win the Xfinity race. I'm picking Justin Allgaier to win the Xfinity race. He's getting the whiskey for us.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Junior's gonna be drunk off his mind if that happens.
Going into Sunday, we got the Go Bowling at the Glen 220, August 8th, 3 p.m. Eastern on NBCSN. Also, if you're on the radio side, it's on MRN Radio.
Awesome.
Starting off, Cup Suck pick, going with Austin Dillon. He's never been a real good road racer, especially at the Glen, I've noticed. So, yeah.
I'm gonna go with Brad Keselowski. Even though he's a decent road racer, I just don't see it.
And he's good there.
All right.
I honestly am going to go with Austin Dillon's teammate. Tyler Reddick is going to suck this weekend. I think he really has good road racing talent. I think he can do something. I mean, he literally qualified pretty good for both the last two events, but he didn't race well. I think that's what he's going to struggle with again. I think he's just going to overdrive the car, and it's going to come down to track position anyways. So who needs a good run for the Go Bowling 220?
I'm gonna go with De Benedetto. He's obviously outside looking in point wise. He's known for being a pretty solid road racer. Coming into 4 races left of the season, it's his opportunity to pounce on his skills and make something happen at a track that he can be successful at.
I like it. Stab boy muted himself again. So, who needs a good run this weekend? I'm actually going with the guy we talked about earlier, Ross Chastain. I think he needs a good run, and also I think he will get a good run, unless he beats himself with drivers and like wrecks people. Then it'll cost him. But I think he will get a good run this weekend. How about you, Stab boy? Who you got?
Matty D needs a good run.
Awesome. So, who is going to win the Go Bowling at the Glen 220?
Gotta go with good old KFB, right? He's been good at the road courses this year. It seems like he's been the only one that can really compete with the Hendrick cars.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going with KFB.
I'm going over reliable. Chase Elliott.
All right. So Thomas also, last podcast, he picked Chase Elliott to win this race as well. I'm going to go with Martin Truex Jr. He's finished second behind Chase the last 2 years and then won in 2017 as well. So he has a first, second in the last 3 races at the Glen. And I think he beats Chase this year and gets his 4th win of the season. That was hard.
I guess. My computer kind of glitched for a second, and it caught Snap Boy with his eyes just like.
I mean, I thought y'all would be surprised I even said that. So.
I am, but I just don't really know what you want me to say.
I thought you were like, I thought you were like, oh shit, he picked his least favorite driver.
I mean, he's good there, so it's a solid pick. But
no, I don't know. I just don't think it's gonna be. I just gonna be a boring race this weekend. Actually,
I wouldn't know. I'm not gonna be able to see any of the races this week.
So you bench shift now? Is that really where you're at?
It's kind of everything. First, second, third. Well, not third, but
first,
mid, and seconds. I guess it's kind of all over the place. But even if it's first shift, 9 times out of 10, it's still a 10-hour shift. So I'm doing 9 to 4. So even if I do that, I probably will still miss the race either way. But it is what it is. You know,
This was such a short podcast because we had no news. No, we didn't have a recap. It was so like.
This is what happens when you're off for 2 weeks.
I know. It felt weird. Just imagine if we had a podcast last week. You know how boring this would have been?
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't do that.
Yeah. Because 3 of our news came from last Wednesday.
Today. Most of it came from today.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, either today or yesterday.
Well,
I feel like we're missing something too.
I know. I think we are too. But we're all excited for the playoffs. I'm ready to get it started.
Yeah. Did you happen to see anything, Stat Boy, about Jordan Anderson signing anyone full time next
No.
season?
Not yet.
I guess I was just tripping then.
You probably would have sent it to me if I saw it.
I know. I probably would have. Maybe I was streaming. I don't know. But yeah.
Mitch goes to the 31 car. Sorry. Oh my gosh!
36. He changed the number.
Just for Mitch.
What a nice guy.
36 Ford for the Hunt Brothers Pizza.
He's gonna change the whole manufacturer and everything.
Yeah, just for you.
What a nice guy.
Best season we're in a Chevy, so
What?
best season we're in a Chevy, so maybe Mitch would stay.
I mean, hey, you never know.
Hey, he didn't choke 9 wins.
Oh my god.
Damn.
That was rough. Like, why?
I mean, he didn't choke the 9 wins. I put blame on NASCAR system, but you know, and you know, a little bit of Texas fog kind of fucked it up.
little Texas fog.
I really think if it wasn't for the mist, I think he would have been all right. But
Even the championship race, though, he did not.
no, he would not have won the championship, no doubt, unless they had a different car that they planned on using and just said fuck it. I don't know, but I mean, if it wasn't for Texas and him hitting the wall, I mean, he would have had plenty of points going into Martinsville because at the time he had driven to the front and was leading. I really think he would have at least collected playoff points. Maybe not win, but he would have finished better than what he did, you know? I think he would have had plenty of points going into Martinsville to where he wouldn't have been able to be eliminated. But who knows? Either that or, you know, Logano not be able to block air. That'd be cool too. But
Logano
did everything right. So Harvick sucks. Is what it is.
fucking trash, dude.
At least he does win, though. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah,
Not this season.
Better than rooting for like Casey Mears or some shit like that. That would suck.
Honestly, have you ever met a Casey Mears fan?
No,
Geico.
Keiko.
Okay, seriously. Like, what is a driver you know that has 0 fans?
Looking it up. Just go through all the drivers and see who has the least amount of followers on Twitter.
It probably has to be like
Riley Herbst.
no, he has a lot of followers.
Yeah, it's probably all his dad's family.
Derek Cope. He's too old.
Ooh, Derek Cope.
Ooh.
He's not even on there.
Well,
Oh wow.
42nd.
he has 1 fan. Is that what that says?
He has 1 point.
Oh, I thought you were like
One
somehow-
fan?
I was like, who signs up for this? Like, who like?
I'm dead. It's probably his mom.
Nah, I I can think of someone who has like legit like 2 fans. It's probably Quinn Hoff.
Montoya. It's not bad. Quinn Hoff. I can see
Kevin
that.
Page.
I don't know, but I did watch a video recently of Riley Herbst in ARCA or KNN. I'm not sure, something like that. Racing at Bristol. Long story short, wrecked his car. He was being interviewed infield, and the reporter was like, it was a female reporter, but she was like, "Oh, how long do you think it'll be for your crew to fix the car or whatever?" And he like walks her around the car and he says, "Look at that." He's like, "That's not fixable. I'm done." And then he just walked away. Yeah, and then I don't know if they were meant to catch it or what, or like she didn't realize the mic was still on, but she was like, "What a douchebag."
The NASCAR lady.
I was like, "Yeah, that's right."
Have fun with Tony Stewart.
Well, what? Okay, since we did have a break, I do want to bring up this question. This is like on the fly before we end off the podcast since it was a little short. All right, what was your in 2021? What is your best moment so far as a race fan? Like, what was the best thing you've seen?
I think y'all both know what mine is.
I actually want to know.
Kyle Larson blowing his tire. And then
Oh.
seconds to 2, 3, 4.
I thought you were going to say, and then Bowman winning. Okay, yeah. Wow, that's funny.
All right.
There
For
goes the
me,
focus.
best moment this season.
You don't have one.
I just got to think. Because,
Kevin
I mean,
Harvick
Harvick hasn't won, so I can't say, like, was Harvick winning, but I'd have to say the racing that I saw at Las Vegas. Las Vegas. I really like the racing I saw there.
Awesome.
Aside from that, win-wise, would be Larson's first win with Hendrick.
So, Las Vegas.
The same race.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. It's just, I was super happy for him. I didn't think it was going to come that early. And personally, I've always liked Larson. I don't go out of my way to root for him, but good guy.
Yeah, I would say my favorite moment would be like a month span. Because it
Hendrick dominating?
Well,
yeah.
Well,
that's what that is.
Well, it was when they finished 1, 2, 3, 4 at Dover, and then when they went
Followed
on
it
to
up
beat
with 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2,
yeah, and then they went up and beat it the win record. So I think to me that was like we're gonna look back at this year eventually, right? 10 years from now and be like, man, that's the Hendrick Motorsports we know. Like they bounced back this year, like because we were scared. Oh well, as Hendrick fans we were scared, but like you're like, oh shit. There's like one driver doing anything. Like we're like, this ain't gonna be good. But
it took a while. They got all the right pieces going back in the right direction though. But
no, so you know that fall off that we talked about, like that was gonna happen.
Summer fall off.
Yeah. I think they delayed it because like. Now I feel like this is where the Hendrick usually is during the summer, right? So like the last couple of weeks, I feel like, they haven't been the fastest. They just kind of, they've been there, just waiting.
His camera just keeps sliding.
Mine?
No.
I wasn't paying attention. But no, I just think. This is right before the playoffs. They all four know that they're going to the playoffs, and no matter what.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. I also I don't know who's gonna win the championship.
I don't either.
Uh, there's a lot of good guys out there right now, and then I mean, if
Watch Keselowski wins it last year at Penske.
we could see that, you know. I mean, why are you
Myself,
pointing at your head?
because that's not happening.
Oh, okay.
You said that's gonna happen?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I never know what we see anymore with this sport. I mean, there's a lot of times where what we think is going to happen is exactly what happens, but then there's a lot of times where Almirola goes and wins New Hampshire, you know. So I don't know. I could see something like, imagine Harvick doesn't make the playoffs. I could see him coming back and winning like 6 races of the last 10 type shit.
Oh, Tony Stewart.
Yeah.
Well, but not being in the hunt for the championship though. But and then make the championship battle just a complete fucking point race, you know, because of it or some shit like that, or fucking
That'd be
Kurt
so
Busch
cool.
having a Tony Stewart type of season, you know, and finishing out
I'd
his.
honestly love that. I'd be cool with that.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. But I don't know. It's just I never know what to expect anymore with this sport. It always surprises me.
Yeah, it's like it's really fun. I do think the Final Four though will have 2 Hendrick cards in there. I
Yeah, I agree. Especially because of playoff points. I mean, we know how important those are, but at the same time,
I just don't know which 2.
I mean, I agree. I do think there's going to be 2, but
Fire makes it
at
to
the same
Final
at the
Four.
same time, though, who knows? I mean, just like we saw last year, Harvick had 9 wins, started the final round with like plus 72 points or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like
And-
two races in, he should have been locked. And so I don't know, especially if like them top 3 guys don't win anymore, and they only go into the playoffs with 4 wins and X amount of stage points. That's not much bank compared to what we saw last year, and he still didn't make it happen last year. I don't know. It could be anyone's game, I think, this season.
No, it's I mean, Larson's never been good in the playoffs. I mean, yes, he's been with CGR, but man's got the worst luck in the playoffs that I've ever seen.
It reminds me of Chase Elliott, 3 years ago? 3 or 4 years
2017.
ago?
Denny Hamilton put him up.
Yeah.
Was that the same one, though, where he was, like, wrecking and blowing up every other race type shit?
No,
In the playoffs?
that was 2018.
2018. Okay, yeah. That one was horrible.
Yeah, and somehow he still made it to round of 8.
His luck was not with him, man.
Dude,
Road courses.
he would legit run. Oh, I know how he made it to the round of 8. Because he won 2 races in the round of 12. I was like, dumbass. Sorry. But
Oh, yeah, that was what, Kansas and Dega?
Kansas and Dover.
Dover. Okay.
He's won at, like,
Yeah.
the weird tracks, man. Like, it's
Kansas, Dover, Dega.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Watkins
the
Glen.
road courses now.
and then Martinsville, and then Phoenix. So
Yeah. That is weird. That was just all weird.
it's all like, well, I wouldn't say it's all driver tracks because Kansas isn't a driver track, but
No.
Pocono.
I don't
That's
think
weird.
Dover really is either, honestly.
well,
I mean,
Well-
it is, but it ain't. I
but
think.
now with the package you, well, actually no, it was with the package you wanted.
Yeah, the package he was running, yeah, more so than what it is,
Now,
what it was last year and now, but
yeah. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I just can't wait for the next gen. Man, I'm so excited.
I agree.
I don't care if it sucks. I just want to see something different than what we're seeing now.
Yeah, change it up, throw a wrench into it all, and make them all restart.
Oh man,
Everyone go get your personal cars. Let's race.
dude.
That's what they should say.
Yes.
I'd beat y'all.
Dale Jr. would win. Have you seen his
Yeah.
muscle cars? That's
No,
beautiful stuff.
but I know like Kurt has a Ford DT.
Okay,
Kurt could win. I could see Kurt winning.
yeah, I can see Kurt. I can see. Kurt
Logano's got a
retiring.
nice collection too.
Oh yeah, yeah, he did. Oh, I mean, Logano. He's
I just gotta drive that little midget car he
He's bougie
has.
for a NASCAR driver. You know,
Yeah,
like,
he really is.
I like Legato. Like not as a driver, but as a person, I think he's a cool dude.
He's alright. I like Kurt as a person.
Yeah.
Now I do.
Even
Yeah.
back then,
Well, I like him for entertainment reasons,
Yeah.
but I'd like to meet Kurt now, though.
Oh man,
But
I bet you can tell some stories, man.
I'm sure of it.
You know, I would love to sit there and drink a beer with Kyle Busch. I feel like that'd be so fun.
You
And end up on his Instagram.
know, I was thinking that about like 2 months ago, but this past 2 weeks, I don't think I'd want to. He'd probably be in the He'd probably be in a Speedo beside me, and I don't know about that.
Dude, I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm just.
But Clint though, oh yeah,
Yeah,
I drink
man,
some Jack with that guy.
Man, be like, Bush, you pansy. What's saying that word?
You pansy.
Yeah, you pansy. Give me some Jack. And then,
I wonder what Clint was saying about all those videos Bush has been posting.
dude, I bet you he was rolling.
Oh, I bet.
Dude, oh man, I can just see Clint Boyer doing the same thing, just completely butt naked. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Get demonetized.
Dude wouldn't even care. He just blur it out. Like, you know, like, you just be like, I don't know.
No, he wouldn't blur it out. That's the difference. He wouldn't.
Well, I know, but like his PR guy would.
Yeah. You'd see Cash go running in the background, probably butt naked too. He'd be like, "Yeah, that's my boy."
And then,
as he dumped the Bush all over him.
Oh my gosh. Cash is such a badass name. Like, you go to school and like, Cash, here. Like,
Please tell me his middle name's gonna be like money
I
or
feel
something.
I feel like a lot of those kids don't go to school. I feel like they're all homeschooled.
no, there's no way. Like,
I bet.
like, dude, homeschool sucks. I've done it.
I believe it. And I think they're
rolling.
probably all homeschooled. Especially like
Are we still rolling?
Oh yeah, I'm
Oh
cool.
God.
I'm cool with it.
yeah, whatever. Especially with a lot of them racing and stuff though. Like, I mean, I know we're in summertime right now and stuff, but I mean, especially with COVID and all that good stuff, they all got a taste of it anyway. I feel like a lot of them, if they weren't homeschooled already, they probably are, and they probably will stay that way, so they can race on the side. The ones that are racing, that is. But
Yeah. Well, so I know Braxton wasn't, but I think with COVID, I can see where you're going with now. Like, they just don't want to have that chance of like him testing positive, and then
right, and then it's easier.
Yeah.
To just do it at home.
If he does,
and
then basically Kyle could be out.
Yeah, bingo, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
So, I know Jimmy's kids were at school.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else was at school.
I feel like Keelan probably never went. Honestly.
Yeah, Lena, or what's her name? Lena?
Delana.
Do what?
Delana.
That's right.
You should know that. From Logano, you know.
Yeah.
The fire accident. You should know that.
I always forget like the duh part, but I know it's Lena, right?
Lena.
Yeah. Delana. I feel like she'd be like, no, not going to school. You're just doing work here. We'll hire a teacher.
They probably will.
Kevin's like, bitch, it's my money.
He's rich. He ain't gonna fuck.
I really wouldn't know. Like, so did you ever watch Dale Jr.'s, or not Dale Jr.'s podcast, but did you ever go watch the I Am an Athlete's podcast with Dale Jr., Mitch?
No.
So he was talking about like,
Need to.
he was talking about like what drivers take. So some drivers choose to take base, right? They take base salary of what what is their contract. Some drivers say, no, I'll take this much salary, but, like, I get bonuses if I win, right? So, like, they plan on winning races to make more money.
Right. Right.
Instead of taking a flat cut, even no matter where they finish, it'll be way more than their other flat cut, you know?
Right.
So, I want to know what drivers pick where, because in this type of NASCAR, I feel like everyone is going to go baseline, because you never know, right? You never know if you're going to win races.
Yeah, I agree. But even with that being said, we know, for instance, Kyle Busch's baseline is a whole lot higher than Ross Chastain's.
No, for sure, yeah.
And,
Because
and Ross Chastain's is a whole lot higher than Quinn Hoff.
oh yeah, Quinn Hoff probably doesn't get paid.
Quinn Hoff's is a whole. Quinn Hoff's is probably higher than Riley Herbst.
No, sorry, my controller fell. But no, that's why,
You're right though. I feel like you could see him taking that base route because we don't know if they win. I mean, we saw Kyle just about go winless last season. We're on the verge of seeing Harvick and Hamlin do that. It's weird, and that's just the competition level that we're at this day and age. Where everyone's fast.
You can also go to the other side and win 9 races, right? And you do not get what you deserve.
Nothing. Right.
Yeah.
Right. But even with that being said, though, if you're Kevin Harvick, at some baseline, his baseline is probably
compared
a
to
good
5 wins, right?
1.4 million a year.
Oh, I feel like it's way more than that.
You think, I don't know. Probably not more than that.
I mean,
I don't know. Maybe.
So I looked at Jimmy Johnson's net worth one day, and
I remember. Do you remember? They don't have it no more. I wish they did. But I think the last time I saw it was 5-6 years ago. Whenever you would look at the standings on NASCAR.com and shit, it would show you the earnings that they would make to that point in the season. Do you remember that?
Yes.
That was so mind blowing for me to see as a kid. Because I remember Dale Jr.'s was always the highest. Always. And it didn't matter if he won or not. He was still making the most fucking money. And then, other than him, it was always Jimmy Johnson, either right under him or right above him because he was winning, of course. And then, typically, it was just a bunch of random people after that. One year it'd be Edwards, the next year Stewart, Harvick, or whatever. And they would always be a substantially amount lower than Junior and Johnson. It's just weird. But I remember seeing them numbers toward the end of the season. It'd be 100. I think it'd be 100 million toward the end of the season. I don't know. I could be wrong.
So Kevin Harvick's annual salary, according to this Sports Illustrated thing, is $9.9 million.
Oh wow! Wow, I was way off.
Yeah,
$9.9 million.
His net worth is $80 million so far.
That man is rich.
Yeah, that's crazy because he also has endorsements.
Right.
Too. So that doesn't count to what he makes out of racing.
Right.
Let me look up. I want to look up. Let's go to a new driver, okay? I want to see this.
Do Tyler Reddick.
Tyler Reddick. Okay, that's good. I want to know the same. I want to go to the same website.
I should have just stayed in that website and searched within it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Contract. It's not the same website. Okay.
We should probably get off live.
No, I'm cool. I'm cool with this for a little bit.
Alright.
Cause
Where the hell's Fat Boy go?
I don't know. So his net worth is 10 million. Okay. So that is all the money he's made from Xfinity as well. But I think his salary is like 1.3. So you see the difference of like Kevin Hart.
Crazy.
Yeah, I want to see like I want to see Chase Elliott, because if that's the case, honestly, he probably don't take. Oh my gosh! What the fluff? Why did it take me here?
Whenever we start talking about money and stuff like this, it always makes me wonder how many of those guys are just out there for the check. You know?
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Because that's a lot of money.
So, wow, this is the first person that I've seen take not a baseline salary. It says, aside from the All-Star race, so that does not count from this. They also do not close on its competitors or what, so forth and so forth. However, Chase Elliott earned $10.2 million in 2020. Okay. With, oh my gosh, he has an $8 million salary. Okay, so he does take a salary plus, so he takes the bottom baseline plus, plus the earnings. Wow, that's crazy.
That's close to see how much Harvick made in 2020.
Okay, yeah.
I want to compare that with the champion. You know.
Yeah, because Harvick probably made more if that's the case.
I would assume, but I mean maybe not though. Where you been, Stat Boy?
Helping
Helping what?
families,
You have a family?
unfortunately.
Fortunate. Yeah, it's a shame.
Oh my god.
At what?
All right, so most driver paid last year.
Dale Jr.
All right, Kyle Busch, number one, $16.1 million.
How?
I don't know.
What the fuck is he making this season, man? And he won one race.
I know. Jimmy Johnson, 14.8. Hamlin, 13.1.
Wow.
He didn't even win.
13.1. But, so, Hamlin's,
Hamster.
he does not have a lot of endorsement money, though. So, it's like, so that's probably why. Kevin Harvick made 10.9. Oh my gosh.
So then it sounds like Harvick is one of the person that just takes the flat rate and nothing
Correct.
extra.
Yeah, so he takes the business standpoint of it. Wow, that's crazy.
Which doesn't surprise me because he's a businessman.
Oh, I didn't.
But
Okay, so I'm just naming you off salary base. I did not name you off what he made last year. Oh my gosh! So they also have another where like his sponsors and like all his merchandise. Okay, so Kyle Busch made the most at $17.8 million. Jimmy Johnson made second, 17.6. Denny third as well, 14.6. Harvick just $12 million. So that's so weird how his his
And then
thing
Truex is 11.5.
yeah. Elliott's still 10.2. And then Logano did 10 million. Wow.
So you gotta remember though, Denny has 98 Jordan.
Wait. Kyle Larson still made 8 million last year from Chip Ganassi Racing.
He ran like what, 4 races? 5?
Yeah.
Wow.
What did he make this year so far?
You know why?
Because everyone knew he was leaving.
Well, he was fired, but that's breaking contract. So I'm sure they still had to pay him out.
They well, I don't know. Well, not for that.
I mean, a contract is a contract, though. I mean, I get Larson screwed up, but technically he didn't do nothing wrong with. Well, we don't know. We don't know what the terms of the contract are, but I assume they'd probably still have to pay him out at least something.
Okay, so
I don't know.
So here's what I'm getting out of this. Okay, you ready? Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr. are in the top 5 most paid drivers in NASCAR
As of now,
as of right now. So Joe Gibbs Racing pays their drivers so much money. That's crazy. I want to know what Dale Jr. made in 2017.
you can probably look it up.
Yeah.
You act like this information isn't available.
All right. Well, before I know.
I just search your rings on accident instead of earnings.
Look it up real quick. I'll be back in a sec. All right.
Yeah. You good?
Dillon, do you see what I see?
No, I haven't.
Search Dale Jr. 2017 earnings. And just look. Dale Earnhardt Jr. net worth, and it says it in 2017.
What the hell? I see. Oh my god. Yeah.
God.
Dude. Alright, let's go. I want to go back to that.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom quick.
What website was I just on? Oh my gosh. Okay. So Dale Jr.'s net worth. Okay, this is like his lifetime, right?
God damn.
You know what's crazy?
What?
Half of that doesn't even count his all his stuff.
What's Jimmy Johnson's net worth?
From what, last year?
For
No, his net worth.
Okay, so you know how Joe Gibbs
120 million.
Wow.
So you know how Joe Gibbs offered Dale Jr. a number? You want to know what that number was?
A lot.
35 million salary base. 35 million.
That's a lot.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
Oh, Junior. Get some money.
So what the fuck did Hendrick pay him?
Less.
Really?
Yeah, well, because he said that number or what? Okay, so he never said the number. That Joe Gibbs said, but there was a link for it. So, he said that scared him away, because I could see where he's coming from with that. Like, too big of a number would be like, oh, I don't know if he like actually just wants me or just wants me for my money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, so I'm sure he paid him like probably like 20 million. That's it.
That's all.
Some fun. I'm gonna go get some stuff set up for tomorrow for work.
So you peacing out?
Yeah. Y'all can still have some fun.
All right. Well, I'm gonna end the podcast there then. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's been fun. We had a really cool stream. It was just like short and sweet. We just had a good time. We were just chilling. Can't wait for racing to come back this weekend. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Glad to be back. Would y'all like to say anything?
Glad to be back. Yeah, it was weird being away.
It was very weird actually. All right. Well, thank y'all.